Hi, welcome to Thrilled to Build. We're going to be looking at the 2018 ambulance helicopter set. This set appears to be loosely based on the AS-365 Dolphin helicopter, at least with the tail and the enclosed fan and the nose portion and just the overall shape. However, the real aircraft's turbines are not visible and they don't have a ramp at the back of the fuselage, and that's kind of where we get into the imaginative part with playing with Lego. That's kind of where it ends its similarities to the real aircraft. So, the twin engines are the newer style that started back in 2003, and they're attached with the 2x2s compared to the older ones that had just the single 1x2s. They would come off a little bit easier. I remember having an airport set from back in 1985, and it had those on its engines. So these have the newer style engines with it. The rotor itself seems to be just the right size, just the right ratio for this set, and that's kind of hard to do with helicopters sometimes. If it's not just right, it'll usually throw that helicopter off. I remember having like I said, that older airport set from 1985. I've had a lot of helicopters from Lego, and I've made a lot of my own, and if you don't get it just right, it'll really make them look weird. And that set I had back then, it just used simple 1x8 plates. The boom where the tail rotor is really anchored really good on this set. I mean, it goes all the way back to where the arch is inside. If you see this picture right here, I'll show you. It mounts way back deep inside this set, so you can use that for a handle. You don't have to really worry about it breaking off or anything. I mean, it really mounts good inside this thing, so there's no worry about it coming undone. The front where the co-pilot sits, or where the pilot sits, it's really one element. It comes off real well, and you can see inside here where there's the control panel at. This is an older print. This print's been around for many years, but they still use it for a control panel. This element right here started appearing in 2008 and has made aircraft so much easier to make. I remember when they started using this smaller one, and they had some of the bigger ones on the planes they were making back then, and man, it made the plane so much more realistic to build. It's really been a major improvement over the years on making these planes. The steps on the sides right here can be raised and lowered, so your minifigure can sit on the side and tend to the patient on the inside of the aircraft. They can also kind of turn to the side here, and if you wanted to let them look down for like a search and rescue mission, you can let them look down to the side or whatever. The steps can also slide forwards and backwards, or if you wanted to customize these steps, if you wanted to take the 1x2 off and put a 1x4 on, like I show you right here, you can make them a little bit longer, and this way you could have a little bit more space to work with. So if you had some of these bricks of your own, you could put these on as well. You have clips on both sides of the aircraft, one to hold a radio and the other on the other side to hold the snowboarder that comes with this set. So if you rescued him, you can put his snowboard on here. Or if you had any other emergency situations and you wanted to put any other kind of accessory on, you could snap that to the side as well. So that's kind of a nice thing to have on both sides of the aircraft. At the back where the ramp is, you see the stretcher can slide in and out. It slides in real nice, and it goes all the way to the front where you have the other element that will hold it in place. Once you have the stretcher slid in, the ramp will actually hold it in place pretty good up until you get it at a really good angle, and then it will actually fall out the front. But, I mean, you really have to get it at a pretty good angle and kind of jiggle it around to get that stretcher to fall out the front of the helicopter. So it's not really going to go anywhere. This is a newer style stretcher, though. I say newer. It's been out for about 6 years, so it doesn't have the fold-down wheels anymore. But for height, for a helicopter like this, it's good because with the restrictions inside, you might have an issue with the minifigure on top of it. Since you saw inside, up front you have the drip for implementing medication. I could see if you wanted to customize this with a different color cylinder instead of the transparent light blue. You might want to make it just a simple clear, or if you really wanted to be real creative. Or you could really be creative and make it like 2 of the smaller discs. Make one like a clear and then make one a different color, like you have a half full cylinder. I don't know if that would really look decent or not, but you never know. Just an idea to throw in there. The skis are really nice. They're all independent, so if you land on any kind of terrain that's not level during the rescue, you can be safe because they'll all swivel independent of each other. That way you stay nice and stable. The colors on this set are really nice. I mean, I could picture maybe if you wanted to go for a custom build and replace all the yellows with white, you could make it look like a corporate helicopter and put some windows where the openings are. You know, maybe put some wheels on it. Just an idea for, you know, maybe customizing this thing up a little bit. That might be kind of neat. So here the minifigures are for this set. You have the pilot, the paramedic, and they both have their uniforms on with the Stars of Life symbols on their backs, and then they have their Stars of Life symbols on their fronts. The paramedic, I love how her hat is with her hair on the back, which is another color, and she has her syringe, which I really kind of think they could have gone with a little bit different color than green, because, I mean, I don't know if I'd want a green syringe stuck in me. I mean, I would hope it'd be a little bit more sanitary than green, but anyway. And then you have the snowboarder here, and I love his snowboard. That is just so cool looking. It's almost just the right length, you would think. He looks a little bit frustrated, which, I mean, if you had an accident like he did and end up in a helicopter, I could see why you'd be frustrated too. You got a lot of explaining to do to your parents, probably, if he's that age. So, anyway, well, back to the helicopter here. So here you have the ambulance helicopter set from 2018 on Thrilled to Build. I hope you enjoyed my review, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you back for other reviews. Thanks a lot.